All right, let's talk about He-Man, and we're going to talk about Revelations, Revelation. I'm not Revelations, and then Revolution. I had to look at the titles of these because it's kind of like the Matrix sequels where they all have like the word R in them, and so like which one's which, I don't really know. I can't call this one season 1 and 2 because they do very much function as like two different stories. So I don't feel right calling them the same season. I will say I'm reviewing this, of course, because the new He-Man movie is coming out, and I do want to address something bad that happened in the news. The creator of He-Man passed away. He was in his 90s. So I wanted to give that shout out and say RIP to him. I'm actually recording this on the day he passed away. By the time this video comes out, it'll been a little bit. So, but I just want to put that out there, and say my condolences to his family, and RIP. Thank you for your legacy and what you gave us. Right. I want to mention all that just because it really made me sad, because this is the week where I went to Denny's. I bought the He-Man meal. I bought He-Man toys, and I started reading He-Man comics to do videos and watching these shows. And I'm going to watch the He-Man movie next month, and I'm going to watch the 80s He-Man movie very soon. So it kind of put me in a sad mood, and I just wanted to address that. I didn't feel right that I didn't address that, and I'm going to go deal with this dog that's crying right now. I had no idea what that dog's deal was. The door was wide open. She just wouldn't go out, but she wanted out. So I don't know. Anyways, I absolutely really love these 2 seasons of this show we essentially got, because it basically was Kevin Smith, who grew up loving things like He-Man and Marvel and things like that. And He-Man is very rooted in comic books, like a lot of cartoons in the 80s, like Transformers and G.I. Joe and things like that. And so this is obviously a thing that he would really like. And when he did these 2 seasons of the show, it was him giving us a story-driven, beautifully animated show with great character work. Because what they did with the show is basically they took elements of the original show that felt like they didn't really have follow-ups, like Tila and everything going on with her. They didn't really, like, they set up some kind of story that never really got a follow-up or anything like that. And so a lot of fans felt awkward about that. Not enough that it was a huge deal. Like, I don't think there was a lot of kids who literally watched every single episode of He-Man ever, right? But there were fans who really loved the show and been able to watch those things through DVDs, streaming, or whatever. Noticed things like that, and it was starting to bug them. So they kind of went in and addressed some of those things, and they gave us great action, great character work, great voice acting. Voice cast for these is really great. The only one I don't think that is perfect to me is I really don't like the voice of Skeletor a whole lot. Like, Mark Hamill's really good in it, but there's also a part of me that, like, I can't just unhear the Joker in it. I don't know. It's a whole thing, but I enjoy what they were able to do with this. And I know that a lot of people complained that in the first season that we didn't have a lot of He-Man and focus on Tila and some of the other side characters more. I think what was great to me about that is they did that, and it was kind of a smart play, because He-Man in the original show was very much written as a character who could just come in, save the day in like 5 minutes flat, kick some ass, and be done, right? And so, like, the way that they write around both these seasons, He-Man not being in it a lot, or kind of whatever, it's kind of like Superman. You have to give him some kind of reason that he can't just come in, save the day in like two minutes, right? And I think they do a good reason for that. He's not as well realized as Superman, because Superman can have all these really human emotions and bigger stories. He-Man's a little more silly and goofy, and things like that. I don't know. But I do really like these shows, and I highly recommend them. This steelbook is gorgeous, by the way, from Mill Creek. They just reprinted it, so if you don't have this, this is 100% worth picking up before it's gone again. Because man, I love this release. It is gorgeous. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe.